Hello, welcome back to my channel. I am currently 8 DPO and it's September 3rd, 2024. I want to go ahead and take a test. It is an evening test. I usually don't test at nighttime, but I got my test that I ordered for this cycle in the mail earlier this evening, and I want to go ahead and take a test for today for 8 DPO and see if we see anything on them. So I opted for Wanfo cheapy strips for this cycle, and it's the extra sensitive ones. I've been watching Nicole Clark's YouTube videos. She recently just found out she was pregnant, so congratulations to her. I don't know if she watches my channel, but I really liked how the Wanfo strips that she was using in her videos seemed very sensitive, seemed almost comparable to First Response and the clear blues that she was taking. And I've tried Wanfo before, but maybe they've changed their branding or the color scheme. I don't remember the test looking like how they look like now, or maybe this is a different type of Wanfo that they advertise extremely sensitive. They actually advertise that their test detect 10 MIU of HCG. So I went ahead and got a pack of those for testing this month. I'm going to give them a try. That way, later on, if we do happen to see lines for this cycle, I can spend a little bit more money on the clear blues that I like. But I wanted to try some cheapy strips, and these seemed so sensitive, so I thought, why not go ahead and get a pack and test with strictly these this cycle, unless of course we see any lines on them. In that case, I'd invest in more expensive tests. So let's go ahead, 8 DPO PM, and I'm not sure when I'm going to share these videos. I'm feeling a little bit led to just kind of withholding the videos and posting them delayed. Whether I am pregnant or not pregnant, it's just something I feel like doing, and that way if we do ever find out that I'm pregnant, I can kind of withhold that information and just let it be our family that knows, and then I'll share the news with you. I know you guys like doing or watching the daily testing videos, but that is just a feeling that I've had for a while now, so I think I'm going to start practicing that. So let's go ahead and start this, and then I'll share with you everything that has been going on so far. Alright, so I'm getting ready to dip my evening test. So these are the Wanfos that I got, and I got them from Amazon. They were pretty cheap. I don't remember how much they cost, but I think it brings 25 tests. I'm not really even sure, but I'm going to go ahead and dip it. So today for 8 DPO, I had a small bleed earlier today. I would have to look at my notes to see what time that was. No cramping or anything, just a random bleed, and it was definitely like it was enough to get in my underwear, and it was red in color, so it was fresh blood. And then it didn't progress into anything. At this point, it's 8 p.m. the same day, and the blood has just turned into like brown spotting when I wipe. So the bleeding definitely hasn't continued into like AF or anything, but so I don't know if I am starting to spot for this cycle already at 8 DPO. That would be even earlier than what I'm used to, or what it could be. It could be implantation. I am using progesterone cream. I went back to this brand on Amazon. I get these, and this is the one that tends to work really good for me in stopping my early spotting before AF is due. But I've been using this. I actually was using the last of the other brand that I didn't like, just to use it up and not waste it. And now recently, maybe the past 2 days, I've started continuing to use this. So this usually does stop my spotting. We will see what happens. Not sure what's going to happen the rest of this cycle. So while this is going through, I didn't even pay attention to how long this had to sit. So let me try to find that information while I go to my notes that I have written down so far. Okay, it says to read the results at 5 minutes and not after 10 minutes. So for today, I marked because I noticed a couple days ago I had the usual after ovulation breast fullness and kind of like tenderness, but not really, that I noticed after ovulation. And Okay, before I continue, so around 6 DPO is when I felt kind of the after ovulation symptoms, or the peak of progesterone symptoms show up for me, which is the breasts feel more full and just like a little bit tender, or like especially around the nipple area, it kind of feels like it's like burning randomly. It happens to me kind of like in waves throughout the day. That's a pregnancy symptom for me, but also just like a peak progesterone symptom. And it does usually go away before AF comes. So I was noticing that around 6 and 7 DPO, but then towards like the end of 7 DPO, I noticed that go away. And today I'm at 8 DPO and don't notice anything in the breast area at all. It just feels like how it feels before AF arrives. So that was just something I wrote down in my notes. Then other than the spotting or the light bleed that I had, that has went away and it's now just brown spotting. That spotting, that discharge that I had was at 3:30 p.m. That's when I noticed it, and now at 8 p.m. it has pretty much gone away. And I also kind of woke up, maybe the last few days actually, I have woke up kind of with sniffles, not really sick, not really allergies, but blowing my nose a lot, just some congestion, but I don't feel sick and I don't feel like I'm experiencing allergy symptoms. It just kind of comes and goes, especially when I wake up in the morning or in the evening times. Kind of like if you're in a dusty room type of feeling, like it doesn't make you feel sick, and it's not a full-blown allergy attack, but the sniffles are there. So that's kind of how I feel like maybe I'm trying to get sick, but not really sure, because I don't have any other symptoms of cold or anything, and nobody else in my family is sick. But school has just started for my daughter. She goes to public school. I homeschool my son. So there could be some germs floating around, of course. And let me see. And it's also getting colder outside. We're starting to be at the end of summertime here in Maine and heading towards fall. So we're experiencing a little bit colder temperatures, especially at nighttime. So it could all be related to that. But I'm pretty sure it has been at least close to 5 minutes for this test. So I want to go ahead and take a peek at it. And this is the test I'm going to be using for the rest of this cycle this month. And also, one more thing to add before I take a peek at this, I also got in contact with my other doctor. She's going to be my primary care doctor. It's the first one that I met at the Family Planning Center, and I actually got on their appointment list to be in their little primary care department. So they're going to be doing some blood work, just like routine blood work to check cholesterol and diabetes, and check for all that stuff, make sure I am healthy. But I also requested a hormonal blood panel type of test, and we're supposed to be doing that this cycle. She told me that that is done on, I think, day 2 or day 3 of bleeding. So I'm not sure. I thought it would be at a different point in your cycle to do like a hormonal blood panel, but you guys let me know about that. But we did schedule it for, I think it was day 2 of my cycle, I want to say. So if I get my period this month and I end up not pregnant, I'm supposed to go and get some fasted blood work in the morning, and then that is supposed to check like my estrogen levels, progesterone. I'm not sure what else is included in that, plus the basic blood work just for general health and like for a physical yearly annual exam. So that is in the works with her, with the primary care doctor. And then I am still supposed to call my OBGYN in October, once I get my period in October, to schedule my HSG test. So it's 2 separate doctors that I'm seeing. So I just wanted to add that on because I did not share that with you. So it is time to look at this test for sure. 8 DPO in the evening. Not sure if it'll be too early to even see anything, especially if the spotting that I had today was implantation. Then definitely it's too early to see anything at all. But you never know. I wanted to go ahead and take like a baseline test and check out how this test is, if they leave any evap lines or shadows or indents. because when I used to take these a while ago, I do remember evap lines showing up on these, but these seem to be a little bit different, so I'm not sure. I don't see anything from the camera though. I'm going to take a closer look at it. Alright, I put it against a piece of toilet paper just because the white background helps see it a little bit better. I can't say I'm seeing anything for this 8 DPO evening test though. It looks blank, but I feel like I could kind of see something there, but not really. I wouldn't say that is a line, but I will save this test and tape it in my little notebook and just keep testing. I'll do daily testing since I have plenty of these strips to work with, and just save them just in case we do start catching any type of line progression. But I'm going to call 8 DPO evening negative, maybe with a questionable like a shadow line or something. I'd have to see if this dries up with an evap line. That gives me an idea of where the lines are on these. But I'll also take 1 or 2 pictures to attach at the end, but nothing really standing out of color to me, so I'm going to call it negative.